There is a business philosophy. It says that the best financial bargain is a CEO, the Chief Executive Officer, the highest ranking employee within any organization usually. Simply put, the philosophy means this: you cannot overpay a good CEO and you cannot underpay a bad one. But who decides this pay? What justifies it? And how much is too much pay? We ask because Elon Musk, he's in the news again, this time over his pay. Musk is the CEO of Tesla Motors. He took the position in 2018. Guess how much he was paid for it? A record-breaking $55.8 billion. I'll repeat that for you. Nearly $56 billion per year. It is jaw-dropping. And if the jaw can drop any further, let me tell our Indian viewers, it is over 46 crores in Indian rupees. That's 46 plus 11 zeros. Elon Musk's compensation was the largest corporate pay deal ever. In 2022, the package was 6 times larger than the combined pay of the 200 highest paid executives in 2021. But don't let this dampen the joy of your payday. Just as Tesla agreed to pay Musk $56 billion, a shareholder filed a lawsuit against Musk and Tesla. His name is Richard Tornetta. He claimed that the pay was excessive and he blamed Tesla's board for it. According to Tornetta, the board decided the pay, but they did not act independently. Musk improperly dictated negotiations. The case went to court in Delaware. After 5 years, the judgment is finally here. The judge has tossed out Musk's pay package, calling it, and I'm quoting, an unfathomable sum. So what happens next? Musk may appeal the ruling, or Tesla's board may have to come up with a new proposal for him. Musk is currently the richest person in the world. This could drop him down to number 3. Shocking, I know. This is affecting Tesla too. Hours after the ruling, its shares fell by 3%. But most of all, this ruling is being seen as a warning, not just to Tesla, but to companies everywhere in the world that award their executives exorbitant sums. And stop me if you've heard this one before, but CEOs are unbelievably well compensated. High sky CEO pay is no secret, and it keeps rising further into the stratosphere, sometimes even when CEOs do not even take up positions. Like in September 2022, Lakshman Narasimhan was hired as the new Starbucks CEO. He was set to make about $18 million a year. But even if he did not join by next April, he would still be making $8 million. So what justifies the fat paychecks of these big cats? CEOs are key to success. For starters, they create wealth for the shareholders, which is their primary goal. Top bosses are visionary leaders, or expected to be. Their decisions affect every employee and customer. They have to take big risks, and they must reap big rewards, which is what apparently explains the gulf between a CEO's paycheck and their typical employees. But how vast can this gulf be? Let me show you some numbers. This is the ratio of CEO pay to a typical worker's pay. In the 1960s, it stood at 20 to 1. So if the CEO is making $20, an average worker is making 1. By 2019, this gap rose to 300 to 1. And with every passing year, it gets worse. In America, the average pay gap is 670 to 1. But remember, that's the average. At Walmart, for instance, the pay ratio is 983 to 1. At Coca-Cola, it is 1,621 to 1. At Amazon, it is 6,474 to 1. In 2019, Disney CEO Bob Iger got a pay package of $66 million. It was more than 1,000 times the median pay of Disney employees. This is staggering. But most nations have a similar story. In India, the top paid executives receive annual pay of about $1 million on average. An average worker earns $12,000. In the UK, CEOs make $5 million. For the average worker, it is about $40,000. In South Africa, CEOs earn $800,000. Workers make $1,600. Studies say you'd have to work 5 lifetimes to make what your boss makes in 1 year. And this rarely changes even when crisis strikes. During the first year of the pandemic, CEO pay jumped 19%, even as many businesses ground to a halt. So while it is true that CEOs bring massive value to a company, at some point this pay disparity appears fundamentally unfair. Studies show that it also builds resentment. It can be demoralizing. It can lead to employee backlash, which comes out in ugly ways. Lower paid employees shrug off responsibilities or leave their jobs or go on strikes. Recently, we saw all of this with the Hollywood writers' strike and the Detroit auto workers' protests. Because people make a lot of work decisions based on pay. Not just what they are being paid, but also what others around them are. It affects a lot of people. Plus, does it even help CEOs all that much? These high pay packages. Studies say not really. Increasing CEO pay is not linked to increasing CEO productivity. So a CEO's salary should not be an extreme sport, because it can be just as bad for optics as it is for business.